The death of the real game. Like, back then, you actually had to go up to someone and speak to them, and you'd swap numbers on a bit of paper.
Always go to the bar staff. So have you got pen and paper?
Yeah.
They knew exactly what you were doing.
Excuse me, sorry. Now, a guy will stare at you across the room, won't say a word to you, and will just slide into your DMs later on that night.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so if men don't approach women anymore, then how to tell if a guy wants to be approached by a girl? Do you guys give out like little signals, or you just make eye contact, or you just stare at people? Like, what do? Let me know in comments.
You know what I hate? I'll tell you what I hate. I hate when ugly people in the gym approach me, because it's like, look at me, I feel like I'm kind of cute. So you're not so cute, and you're really not all that body-wise as well. You look like you just started coming to the gym. So why do you think you can interrupt my workout to hit on me? I'm just here to work out and go. No, seriously, these man, them, boys, gentlemen, leave the women alone. Like, not everyone wants attention in the gym. Not everyone wants conversation in the gym. Some of us are just coming into the gym to exercise and go, but you guys feel the need to always like be speaking, waving. Like, don't even wave at me. Do you get what I mean? Like, just leave me alone. I'm just here to work out and go. I've got 1 or 2 people in the gym that stare at me in hopes that I'll say hi to them, and I carry on walking, because this is not the place to socialize. I come here to work out.
Her mindset is so stupid, and she doesn't even realize that.
So I keep hearing something about this whole lonely man epidemic, and if you're a man, I want you to listen to me carefully. There is nothing more attractive to most females, to me especially, than a man who takes accountability, a man that can apologize, and a man that knows how to regulate and process his emotions. And if you're the type of man that actually does something about bettering themselves and has the courage to go to therapy, you are the hottest man on this effing planet. Most women do not care about looks. Yes, they care about security, and there are some women that care about money, and if that's not for you, then you shouldn't be chasing women that are into money. So go spread the word, share this video, tell your bros, your family members, your brothers, spread it, normalize it, work on yourself. It's okay for you to have emotions. It is hot if you're gonna work on yourself and you're gonna better yourself. And that's it.
And says that women dress too revealing at the gym. If you're going to say that and you have a smartphone, I know there's a problem here, because you're telling me you have full access to the most explicit stuff, unlimited. You're scrolling social media. I know what pops up on social media. There's boobs and butts everywhere. The gym is where you struggle, where the majority of women are just going to work out. If you can't go to the gym and control yourself and just focus on your workout, and you're struggling with temptation, but you still have a smartphone, you just want to blame women. Like, you are actually struggling with lust because of what you're feeding your mind. Meanwhile, women are generally just trying to go to the gym. And even if there is a woman that's trying to show off her body, you can't tell her how to dress or what to do. It's still your responsibility to control yourself. And I also see women get mad. They'll be like, my husband can't even go to the gym because there's naked women everywhere. Why are you blaming those women for your husband's problem? That is his responsibility.
You know, I wonder if they'd say that same thing if they walked into that job. Wonder if they'd say that same thing if they walked into that office. They walk in half naked, behind showing, chest showing, and the boss says, you need to go home and change. You have a shirt in the car, you need to go back and change that. Well, it's their responsibility not to look. You're fired.
If there is one thing about men, they are going to swear that we are at the gym for them. Solely for them. I'm at the gym and I'm on the bike warming up. Now, if you know anything about me, you know I hate the bike. If you played with me in college, you know I hate the bike so much. So if I'm on the bike, I'm trying to make some shake, okay? I'm trying to get this summer body right, because there would be no other reason. I'm struggling through this warm up, and this man walks up, what's your name? I'm like, no way. You're kidding. He asks again. I said, my name is Mason. I don't ask his name, okay? Because I'm not interested. Not now, not ever, but really for real, not right now. He was like, oh, okay, that's nice. So what do you do? I'm just like, oh, he's gonna keep going. This is crazy. And I'm like, I'm getting my PhD. He's like, oh, that's what's up. Like, I'm smart. I can read it. And I said, obviously not the room. And he was like, damn, you ain't gotta be mean, blah, blah, blah. So the conversation ends. He walks away. He gets the picture. But I will not lie to you. He low-key ate that one up. I was tickled the rest of the warm-up.
I don't think modern women can connect the dots. That's why they're having so many problems. This type of attitude transfers in other environments to where you think that you're superior. So when the man that you want is hanging around at the bar, enjoying a drink or something like that, and you want him to approach, that's why he's sitting back staring.
A girl can do at the gym?
Probably like dancing in between sets. Kind of weird.
Like what type of dancing?
Any kind really. All the above.
You concur?
It's the same, yep.
Get the dancing out of here.
I will have a gym crush and purposely ignore him like even harder because I am nervous and I get shy, and I'd rather just avoid any interaction.
Fitness classes, and I honestly think it's because they think it's beneath them.
You're 100% wrong. Men do not think that group fitness classes are beneath us. Most group fitness classes are extremely endurance and cardio based. And for a lot of men, that's just not a way that we prefer to work out most of the time. Also, a lot of them are subscription based. So you're either doing monthly or buying packages. And most of us want to just lift weights a lot of the time and then maybe do cardio as well. So we already have a membership to a gym that we like. There's nothing wrong with taking yoga or Pilates or whatever it is, cycle bar, Orange Theory, F45, you name it. Those are incredibly hard. I'm not saying they're not hard. They're very difficult classes. It's just not the way that we prefer to work out. Like me personally, I've done all of the ones that I listed, maybe even more. I used to do yoga every single day when I was doing MMA training. But I prefer to go into a gym with an energy drink and a bottle of water, or pre-workout and a bottle of water, put on my headphones, put my hood up, and be in my own zone for that 30 minutes to an hour. You can't do that in a fitness class. That's why there are less men in them. Also, women will say all the time, and this doesn't go for all women, you should know that already, but women will say all the time, I want to go to the gym, I just don't know what to do. Fitness classes alleviate that. Most gyms are male-dominated spaces, so men feel comfortable. Most fitness classes are women-dominated spaces, so women feel comfortable. We definitely don't think that we're better than group.
Men don't have a problem talking with other men, so they don't really need a subscription. Once again, like he said, not saying that there's anything wrong with it, but they're more likely to come up to each other and say, hey, man, you're jacked, bro. What do you do, man? What do you eat? Oh, man, I eat this. Can you shoot me a text or point me where you do it? Yeah, man, don't worry about it. Hit me up after the set, or hit me up when I'm leaving the gym or something like that. And they get their information from right there. And then they just incorporate that into their workout. They do their research and incorporate it. That's it. You guys just do different things.
Can't go to the gym alone. I rather go to the gym alone. I love sitting in my car for 30 minutes before I go inside the gym and just rot and pregame for the gym. And I like to have my headphones on with the noise cancellation, don't bother me, no one talks to me. And with someone, you just have to keep talking and stuff like that. I don't want to talk. I just want to do what I have to do. I've been biting my lips. That's what that is. I love to peel and bite my lips, and I've just been going at them lately. But yeah, try going to the gym by yourself. Maybe because I started the gym by myself, so I'm just used to it at this point. But yeah, maybe I'm just different. Maybe I'm just better than everybody else. I got my Alani pre-workout, Breezeberry. Cheers.
Gym are married losers. If you got a crush on one of them, leave it as a crush. Crush your goals and keep the hell on, okay? You just supposed to see a cute guy in the gym and be like, I know he watching me, so I'm finna do some extra sets. I'm finna stay on that Stairmaster for 60 minutes. It's just internal motivation that keeps you going. Yeah, I know I still got it type of energy, but to fall in love and to actually like these men is absolutely absurd, girl. You are for the game. You're scaring the hoes, okay? I go to the gym and I might see somebody cute, but I'll be like, that mean nothing but okay. And half the time, they don't even really approach you. They just stare. So I don't understand how to hit. Listen, if you are a gym girly, go to the gym, get your squats, your sets, your cardio, whatever the hell you in there to achieve, and get the hell out, because there ain't nothing in there for you. Okay, besides some exercise. When I saw y'all was falling in love and getting emotional, I said, what's going on? We don't even like the men at the gym. They're just eye candy. You look at them, nice little tushies, nice little muscles, and you keep it pushing, girl.
You know, I'm just listening to these clips and realizing how terrible women are at communication, how extremely antisocial they are at communication. I was watching a video by Auburn Preach, and it talked about all of the people that were mourning, as they say, the death of ChatGPT, I think 4.0 or something like that, with the replacement with 5, and how people used to talk to ChatGPT as a therapist. And I've heard a lot of women say that. And I think in society as a whole, ChatGPT, it's been good, but then there are things like, well, I use ChatGPT to ask dating questions like, why don't I understand this man? Or how can I get this man to approach me? Or how can I get this man to pay for my meal? Stupid stuff like that. And they sit up and you know, let me say this. They shame men for not knowing or having any social skills, no emotional intelligence, no social intelligence, not understanding and knowing how to read a room. But then they go and ask a chatbot. They go and ask artificial intelligence how to connect after bashing somebody and telling them they didn't know how to connect.
I genuinely enjoyed going to the gym back when men would completely skip lower body workouts and only do upper body, because tell me why. I was at the gym earlier, and today's glutes and hamstrings day, by the way. And I'm trying to do my lower body workouts, and there's these two guys. They literally hoarded every single lower body equipment. Like, I'm usually at the gym for like an hour and 15 for lower body day. I was there for almost 2 hours. Like, please, I'm the baddie. Please, can you go and do some chest press or something? Like,
it's really just a dumb statement. I was in the chiropractor today, and she's like, you need to work on your legs. Your legs, your hips need to get stronger. You're sitting wrong. These are the exercises that you need to do. It's coming from a chiropractor. What do you guys be talking about? Y'all be saying that men don't have any balance. They don't prioritize their health. And then when they're doing things in line with what health experts are telling them to do, you're asking them, you're shaming them for doing it. These women, man, some of these women are some of the dumbest people you can come across. Well, they have they say some of the dumbest stuff. Let me not call them specifically personally dumb, but they say some of the dumbest stuff you've ever heard.
I've tried to tell this story about 40 times, right? Let's go. I'm in the gym, right? Blasting music in my headphones, stretching out. There were these guys that were about my age staring at me for about 10 minutes. Then one of them comes up to me, right? And that was maybe about 3 weeks ago. Comes up to me and is like, hey, do you have Snapchat and are you single? I was like, yeah, I'm single. Why? He was like, my friend here wants your Snapchat. I was like, right, okay. Friend comes running up. No, I want her number instead. I was like, that was embarrassing for you. Anyways, I was like, yeah, okay. So I give him my number because I'm a single gal. Like, I'll interact. It's nice, like, getting to know people. Anyways, so give him my number. Hi, it's me from the gym. About 40 minutes later, I was like, hey, how are you? Anyways, we get into talking about the gym and sports and stuff like that. He's like, what are you into? I was like, I'm really into yoga. I want to teach yoga. Like, that is something that I want to pursue. Blah, 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 blah. He's like, are you flexible? I was like, yeah, I'm flexible. How do you want it? Or like, how badly do you want it? Or do you want it? I was like, he was like, just gonna cut to the chase, do you want it? Babe, what the actual? You met me an hour ago and now you're asking me if I want it. It's 5 o'clock on a Monday afternoon. Can you slow the down? Whatever happened to hello? Whatever happened to hello? Anyways, I was like, sorry, I'm not really all about that. I'm not like one of these like one night stand types of guy. I was like, I am not really into that. Like, I'm not into that. He's like, good, I was testing you. What gave you the right? What gave you the right to be like, I'm testing you. I'm testing you. What gave you the right to think that you could test me anyways? That is fucking bizarre. That's fucking bizarre. And now I'm scared to go to the gym in case I see them. Anyways, I was like, you're weird.
like this because A, it's the internet, so who cares? I don't even seem like a real person to you guys. And then on top of that, this is like my secret account. But then at the same time, I'm too scared to talk to my friends like about this stuff. So I'm gonna talk to you guys instead. So long story short, just ended things with this guy. And I'm not crying because we ended things. Like, obviously I'm a little upset about it because, you know, I really did like the guy or whatever. But, you know, people don't, you know, connect all the time. You know, things happen, whatever. It's just life. Life goes on. I'm crying because I just cannot remember a time a guy has, like, genuinely wanted me and things worked out, you know? And I say this because, like, obviously I've been in a relationship before. But anytime I've been a thing with a guy, it's only two sides. There's no opposite. The first side being either I have to, like, pursue them to prove that I want to be with them, and then I just get thrown out like trash, or they will literally want me first, and then I'm, like, again, thrown out like trash.
I started listening to male motivational speakers, like the advice that they give that's meant for men to motivate men. I started listening to that because, like, men are so ruthless with each other. Like, they do not care. Women are all like, the power lies within you. It's already yours. You just need to align your energy with the divine energy of the universe and you will receive everything that you deserve. Whereas men's advice is like, get up. Did you even do anything today, you worthless piece of... You are useless. You are gonna achieve nothing. Your bloodline will die with you.
I've talked to 3 people within like a month's time because I just started getting back into the dating scene. This guy was fine. I was like, okay, I'll take it or leave it. He did show up an hour late to a date that we'd planned, and we actually didn't even meet because we like went tubing or whatever. He was like, I can catch up on the river. I was like, whatever, sure. That didn't. But showing up, he did show up, which is better than completely ghosting. Completely ghosted me when there was no red flags. He was texting me good morning every morning. We talked the day of our date, and then he just stopped texting me, and I was like, what? Okay. This one I saw coming, though. We literally just met this Friday. I hung out with him on Saturday. He texted me this morning, and he's like, hey, you know, I just got out of a long-term relationship. Like, I know I talked about that. I was like, right. And then he had the audacity to be like, yeah, let's still text. Which I definitely will, because he's probably one of the most conventionally attractive people that I've made out with in a long time. So yeah, bar is set in hell. Bar is literally set in hell for me right now. And it's like, why am I having to lower my standards for basics? Is that like a crazy, insane thing to say? But you know what? Honestly, I'm like this close to shaving my head and moving to the fountains. If I'm keeping it real with you guys, like, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore.
Seems like Chad strikes again. And at some point in time, we can't keep on blaming Chad and Tyrone, because sometimes Chad is at the house chilling. Chad is tied up with another woman in another city. Tyrone is out in Miami, and he ain't been out in 2 months. What this is modern women just finding anybody that they think looks good and saying, you know what, as she said, I ain't gotten action in a little while. I ain't got no action, so I'm going to need some. And the first guy that I come up with, I really want him to like me, but I need to get this monkey off my back. So if I do it with him and then people find out, which they will, because I'm going to tell my girls, then they're going to be like, oh, he's fine. Oh, yeah, we didn't work out. Well, at least you got some eye candy. And, oh, girl, I wish I would be you. Yeah, no. It's like, oh, no, you don't want to. Oh, this is really hard out here. And then when they get home, yeah, you know, we smashed. He's a good guy. He's a nice guy. I don't get anybody, or what was that woman that said, I only mess with, or I only smash millionaires. She said millionaires, but same thing. This is what modern women are doing. They're allowing these dudes, because they ain't had none in a long time, to smash, and then they like, well, you know, at least he looked good. I knew I wasn't going to get him, but at least he looked good.
I've never encountered a guy, or at least entertained someone, who has sat there and asked me, what do you bring to the table? No masculine man asked that question.
Why would that be a hit to masculinity?
It would be a hit to masculinity.
Why?
because you know that a woman is there to compliment you, and she's an asset to you.
Doesn't sound like you're an asset. It sounds like you just cost $10,000 a month. But when we're asking what you bring to the table, you're like, well, I'm a good human being. That's what you're saying. It's like, okay, but he's a good human being and he's spending $10,000 a month. So when you're asking, what do you bring to the table? Since it's strictly a materialist worldview that you have, there's only a material mindset here. The material mindset is, well, it's expected that I provide a material dinner and I clean the house, and these are all material things. The expectation from him is that he provides material with way harder, right? $5,000, $10,000 in order to complement things that you desire, right? So they ask really, they're asking, what do you bring to the table? Saying, what do you complement that he desires?
Unfortunately, most men just kind of want a trophy, and I think that's the most material thing ever.
That's it.
Well, to give her kudos, somebody in the comments said, I do appreciate that she stayed quiet while he was talking. Yeah, I do actually appreciate that. But to Andrew's point, both of you guys are good human beings. So one is spending $10,000, one is kind of there. So it's kind of like, what are you adding as a compliment? Well, you just want a trophy. But what does a trophy do? Like, the trophy is shiny. So even though I have to pay for the trophy, it actually benefits me because people look at it and they admire it. A lot of these modern women, once they get married, they don't even look good. Like, they don't do the stuff. They don't do the upkeep. They just lay by the pool. They don't give you a family. Like, the house isn't clean. They don't cook. Nothing that would have me thinking that you're a trophy. You don't behave as a trophy. A trophy isn't always about looks. A trophy, if you, like, say for instance, think about this. When somebody wins a ring, ESPN is notorious for doing this. They'll get somebody that is a bum that has won a ring on an NBA championship squad, and they rode the bench, a role player. But that role player will be on NBA Countdown, or that role player will be on NFL Sunday Countdown or something like that, talking about things in an expert manner, and they will really hype that man up. NBA champion, and in parentheses with the Warriors, NFL champion, in parentheses with the Cowboys. I'm sorry. Go Cowboys. Just kidding. I know we're going to lose. The point is they'll put that in there in parentheses, knowing this person is a bum, and they'll put their resume, went to Penn State, played 13 years in the NFL. They won't put that out of the 13 years, 6, 7, 8 years, that person was a backup. That person was on the practice squad. And then like 3 years did that person actually start. And they only started because the other person either retired or they were injured most of the time. So you didn't really accomplish anything. You just kind of rode the bandwagon. But they still put them on there because they have a ring on their hand. And it signifies, when people look at it, I'm a champion. So that ring, that championship ring, turns into other opportunities where you get paid for your analysis. And then now that you're on ESPN, people call you and they say, well, come on my show because you have the backing of ESPN on your resume. And now you got Fox Sports on there. And now you go to these other podcasts and you just build that off of the ring that you really didn't do anything for. And let me not say you didn't do anything for, because you actually worked hard to get to the professional level. And between me and a professional, you're going to beat the dog out of me, right? We get on the court, we get on the field, it's over with. Amateur versus professional is done for. But professional versus professional, people dog walking you every single play, every single time up and down the court, right? So you're not really good in that regard. But once again, that ring has done something for you. This is what men are asking for. Okay. As a trophy, since that's what you want to be, how are you going to turn opportunity? How are you going to manifest other opportunities for me as the trophy? Not just sitting by the pool and looking good. How can I get other opportunities from having you by my side? How do you compliment me? I have the $10,000. What are you going to be doing on your end?
11:11 on the clock as I'm about to start this video. Not on purpose. I actually recorded something, but because the audio got messed up, I have to redo it. So this is the time. The reason why this happens, the person says they just are seeing someone else and think it's easier to ghost and communicate that. They don't care about us at all. It's not that they don't care. Okay, I know it seems that way. It's not that they don't care. It's just that they're not equipped to handle you. And this has been a thing only of recent years. Okay, I know that it stings. It stings a woman's ego. It stings a woman's feelings, her ego, because a woman is not used to being rejected by a man, because men have always been the ones to pursue a woman, to really show. They're going to put in all the work to pursue a woman and chase a woman and show her, prove to her how much he really cares about her, okay? But it's only in recent years that this started happening, the ghosting. This didn't happen in my 20s. I was never ghosted by a man. Almost every man that I wanted, pretty much every man that I wanted, if I really felt drawn to him, I had him, because I trusted my intuition. I trusted that desire, that connection that I felt with that man, it was real, and it was real. And I would feel that, I would gravitate, I wouldn't even manifest, it would just happen, okay? And men would put in the work. I mean, not always, right? But men would try. And there was no ghosting in my dating days, ever, okay? But why is this happening now? Why are women constantly getting rejected when they were never rejected before? Dating nowadays is awful. Dating apps, like, I picked the wrong time to get divorced, let me tell you, but I'm just kidding. But it doesn't matter, okay? The reason why this is happening, why women are getting ghosted left and right, is not because a man doesn't care. It's because this is the time of the rise of the divine feminine. The feminine needs to realize that they do not depend on a man's validation. A woman's worth and value does not depend on a man, or does not depend on another person. She has to rise within herself. Men do too, because men are also very insecure, which is why they ghost a woman in the first place. Okay, both men and women are very insecure right now, and this is why women have to rise. But in order for the man to rise and start being confident, to be able to value a woman, to really pursue her and chase her and choose her, the woman has to choose herself. The woman has to rise. That's why the divine feminine, when we say in the twin flame journey, the divine feminine has to rise, has to lead the journey. But really, it's the divine feminine leading the world, leading the vibration, holding the vibration. And only when a woman rises, chooses herself, loves herself, knows her worth, and does not depend it on a man choosing her. Because 9 times out of 10, you're not even in love with this guy. I'll be honest. Most likely you are not even in love with this man. You just want to be chosen. But because women are getting rejected left and right, it's like, why is no one choosing me? Why is no one picking me? It's very frustrating out here in the dating world, because women are not getting chosen. But it's because the woman has to realize she has to choose herself. She has to love herself. She has to feel whole and complete on her own. I say that over and over, but it's the truth. And how does a woman choose herself? A woman has to really get within and start loving herself. Like, when you feel that ego that starts going crazy, why am I not chosen? Why would he pick somebody else? Why did he ghost me? You go and comfort your inner child, okay? This is about loving yourself and tapping into your insecurities and asking yourself, why do I feel this way? Why do I feel so insecure? Why do I feel so heartbroken? Why does this hurt so much? Where is this coming from? Where is this rooted from? That's why it's so important to focus on really heal our traumas. And you ask yourself, where is this coming from? Okay, so this happened to me in my childhood. I felt abandoned as a child. I felt XYZ. But now we, as adults, have to reparent our child, the child within. And that's why I say we have to love ourselves unconditionally. We have to know our worth, remember our worth, and we have to tap into our inner child, get playful. That's why sometimes I like to wear my Mickey hat. Yesterday I wore a wig and I was playing with children. Tapping into that inner child essence. Today I went to Starbucks and I don't like to eat this very often, but I got a bagel with cream cheese because it reminds me so much of my childhood, because my godmother would always toast a bagel with cream cheese and it just makes me feel so good, even though I'm not supposed to eat bread. But like, it's, little things like that, okay? That's just like basics. But really loving yourself, tapping into your inner child and loving your inner child, asking your inner child, what does your inner child need today to be comforted? What does your inner child need to feel good? Are we gonna dance? Are we gonna sing? Today I woke up and I was not feeling good. And I was like, no, but I'm not gonna stay like this. I'm gonna tell myself I love myself. I'm gonna do my open heart exercise and remind myself of that love and the gratitude. And then I put on music, confident boosting music, playing Ariana Grande, Demi Lovato, and Sabrina Carpenter, whatever, like, and start dancing. And now I feel amazing. I was not feeling like this when I woke up. But we have to rewire our brain. It's just like working out, eating right, showering. It's that maintenance that we do every day. We have to, not just for our body, but for our mind as well. So it's a matter of consistency and maintenance of taking care of ourselves, right? It's not just meditating for our soul. It's not just working out. It's how are we going to take care of our mind? So that's why it's so important to comfort our inner child. Let ourselves know we do not depend on a man's validation. Our worth does not depend on a man's validation. Our worth depends on us. And I'll sometimes say, little Jessica, it's okay. It's okay if he didn't text you back. It's okay if they ghosted you. It's okay if they chose somebody else, because that person was not meant for me. I love myself and I am whole and complete on my own. I love me. And if they were not equipped to handle me, they weren't a vibrational match for me. But that doesn't mean that I was not good enough for them. It doesn't mean that I was too much for them. You have to remind yourself, I'm never too much for the right person. It's like I said in the last video, oftentimes a man is not equipped to handle a woman because of her value. And when I say value, I don't mean like high maintenance or anything like that. Like, I'm not high maintenance at all. I may dress up nice and stuff, but when I say your value, is your self-worth. It is your self-respect. It is your self-love. It's your confidence. It's how you hold yourself. It's not even like what you do. You don't have to have this high career. But a lot of men are super intimidated by a woman with a career, with a good house, with confidence. Some of that's really bubbly. Men are gravitated towards that type of woman. A woman that is confident in herself, loves herself, but he oftentimes does not feel confident enough to have her, to hold her. They get super intimidated, okay? But that's not up to us to fix. If a man does not feel confident to hold us, to text us back, to let us know, that's their problem. But this is why we as women have to hold our ground, have to set our boundaries, have to know our worth, rewire our brain, remind ourselves how worthy we are, no matter how many times a day you have to do it. Say those affirmations in the mirror. I love myself. I am worthy of divine love. I do not chase. I attract. All of those things you need to do, that you need to say to yourself to remind yourself how amazing you are. Put on some fun music and dance, naked or in the car. Sing. I'm always singing and dancing, okay? And it boosts my mood so much. Eat right, okay? Only when a woman rises and is holding herself, and the more women do this, the more a divine masculine can rise, the more a man can rise. This is why there's so much ghosting and all this stuff, and men are not being vulnerable and expressing themselves because women have set the bar very low. Women have lowered their standards and they're accepting the bare minimum. They're allowing the bare minimum and the breadcrumbs. But when a woman stops doing that and really values herself and loves herself, the man will be forced to rise. The man will be forced to work on his insecurities and his confidence. And then prove the woman how much he really loves her. But this is why so many women, why there's so many separations, why there's the ghosting and stuff, so that the woman can work on her value and her worth, love herself, and then the man will as well. But it's not up to us to fix them. It's up to us to love ourselves, to really, really love ourselves and not depend on anybody else for validation and for love. You need to love yourselves. And I will keep reminding you guys every day until you get it. Much love and have a great day.
And somehow, in this situation, men continue to be the issue. I'm not quite sure how.
What is an acceptable amount of clothing for a woman to wear in the gym? Yesterday, I was asked to speak as part of a panel on News Talk, a radio station in Ireland, about this discussion around what is acceptable for a woman to wear in the gym. They decided to speak about it after seeing this article in the UK Times. Robert Crompton wrote that in his gym he feels like he's wandered into the women's changing room and doesn't know where to look. I was second to speak on the panel yesterday. But before I say a word, let me share with you what was said by the guest before me.
Have rules about clothing?
No, they don't actually, but over the last few years, it was never really an issue in the fitness industry for years. But over the last few years, when social media came in and a lot of people are filming themselves, the scanty clothing has boomed in gyms over the last few years. So you have a lot of young girls actually wearing bikinis and they're working out now.
But not actual bikinis though.
No, workout bikinis. Like that's what's happening, and it can be very intimidating in the gym for people as well. It can get practically narcissism. It is. You know, someone has great six pack, and young girls have some amazing shaped bodies, and they're just showing them off basically. And they should cover it up a little bit, you know.
This is just a snippet of what was said. I understand everyone's entitled to their opinion. I've taken time before making this video because I didn't want to come across angry. So I came on to say...
Right. Content creator and personal trainer Natalie Lennon is with us too. You're probably noticed too, Natalie, gym clothes. I see it myself over the years. It's changed dramatically, hasn't it?
It has changed dramatically, and I completely agree with that. But I think it's crazy to say that they are pretty much bikinis and that it's borderline narcissism. Like, for years, women were told to be skinny, and now we're embracing strength, muscle, and we're being shamed again. Like, we should be allowed to feel empowered, not policed. To blame a woman for someone else's distraction, it's outdated and it's problematic, and it's like an issue on them if they can't manage their distractions. It's not our responsibility to fix it with regards to what we wear. There's so much more I wanted to say, but I guess I felt like I really had to try and rein it in and come across very poised and very classy on national radio. I still plan on doing that here. What day and age are we living in? Maybe some of you will have differing opinions in the comment section on this video, but to say that it is narcissistic for women to dress how we want to dress in the gym when you own a gym is absolutely shocking, in my opinion. To also say young women have amazing shaped bodies and they're just showing them off. To think that the man who made these comments, number one, owns a gym, had a picture on his Instagram from a bodybuilding competition where he is obviously in like incredible shape, wearing like tidy whities on stage. That's fine, all the power to you. But for you to be one of the men who goes and stands on stage showing off your body, to make this comment about young women who are trying to defy what we have been told for years about being skinny, who are going into the gym to finally embrace strength and muscle mass and train in a way that's going to support them for the rest of their lives for retaining muscle mass and bone mass as they age. I don't have the words. Yes, I'm just so infuriated, and I want to change other males' opinions. I want him to change his opinion. I want people to just progress and like realize the day and age that we're living in. The comment section on the clip of the interview that has been posted on News Talk, which, can I just say, I adore Andrea Gilligan. She's fantastic at hosting radio debates and never taking a side. She was unbelievable. But the comment section on this reel still has men saying that it's our fault. It's our fault that they don't know where to look, that they can't control their reactions. Sorry, that's a you problem. That is a problem on you. It's not on us that you can't control yourself or you don't know where to look. I know he mentioned videoing in the gym. That's not what this debate was about. That's a whole other topic. This debate was about what women wear in the gym and how it is distracting for men because they don't know where to look. Am I the only one who just sees what was said here as being so wrong? Men are never scrutinized to the same level. Taking off their tops in the middle of a workout to check out their muscle definition, why aren't they getting scrutinized the same way? I'm sure that can be intimidating for some people that are new to the gym too. The gym is a self-improvement space where you focus on yourself and no one else. A lot of the clothes that women wear are being designed by huge brands that have done endless research into quality to make sure we can train in a way that we feel comfortable, that supports our performance. If you want to wear a baggy t-shirt, baggy hoodie, baggy trousers to the gym, guys, girls, that's absolutely fine. That is absolutely fine. If you want to wear short training shorts and a sports bra, that is absolutely fine. I just wanted to vocalize my frustration here and maybe get your opinion. I just feel like it's such a double standard. Why are women always questioned for what we wear, but it's never the same for men? Men are truly at the gym to train. They shouldn't be concerned with what women are wearing. No one assumes that men wearing a string tank top is doing that for attention. So why is it the other way around for women? If women feel confident in what they're wearing and it allows them to train properly, that's all that matters. A shared space means mutual respect, not control. I get that there's always going to be opinions that we're unable to change and that personally I think are outdated, and some people will stick by them. I'm just sharing what was discussed, what is available online, and sharing the same opinion that I shared on the station yesterday. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity to come on and share how I felt about it, and I hope that I represented a view that a lot of you women have. And I just hope that some people who may have had the opinion which the speaker before me did can maybe change their view after hearing mine, and hopefully the opinion of many other women. I'm off to the gym and you can be hella sure I'm going to wear a sports bra and short shorts for me and my training.
I hear stuff like this and it's just another reason that men are tapping out of the dating market. That's why they're checking out, man. You know, we sit up here and say that women have a right to do anything that they want or wear anything that they want. And they do. But I guess it's different because if a man sees another man doing something wrong, there's an option to say something, right? There's an option to say, oh, hey, you might be doing this wrong, or hey, bro, why are you wearing that, or whatever it is. Now, there's some people that do get violent or weird about it, and you don't always have to nag somebody about what they're wearing. But I think it gets to a point to where you're like, okay, what are we doing here? Like, this is kind of getting out of hand. You know, honestly, if you were wearing shorts, like even those yoga shorts or something like that, and like maybe even biker shorts or something like that, then maybe. But these shorts they don't serve a purpose. Like some of the gym wear, it just doesn't serve a purpose other than to draw attention to you, to draw eyes to you. You think it looks cute, but to somebody else it looks cute too. And that's why they're looking. That's why they're staring. Not only does that stuff look cute, but the person, the form, the figure in it looks cute as well. So I want to see what's up with that. And you get upset about that. You get mad and you complain about not being left alone in the gym, but then you do things to draw eyes to you. You do things to attract attention to you. It doesn't make sense. And then you get on radio stations and podcasts and you complain about things that you've done to draw attention to yourself. And men are just saying, if you didn't want any of the attention, then why did you dress in a manner that got attention? Well, it don't matter whether I wear a sheet or this, they're still going to do X, Y, and Z. You're talking about criminals. It doesn't matter what you wear with criminals. They're still going to do that. Doesn't matter what you wear with terrible people. They're still going to do that. That is not the vast majority of men. Statistically speaking, we already know that. But what people are saying, men and women, y'all just don't want to hear it, is, okay, when you first started, you had your shorts on, but now your shorts are all up in there. They're in your cracks and crevices. And now these things that you're wearing on your chest and stuff like that, they're sometimes they're barely covering anything. And sometimes those things are waiting to get out. And so when a person is looking, you're like, why are you looking at me? Because it's there. It naturally draws attention. Why do you think those statues in Greece are created, or those ancient Greek statues, Roman statues are created in such a way? They're not created so somebody can be like, that's dumb. I ain't even paying attention to that. They're created for beauty. They're created for art. They're created to grab attention. And when you grab the attention, you're looking at the form, the physical form of the human body. Are you thinking about taking that statue down? Probably not. But you're admiring, in a way, the shape of, man, it's crazy how the human body can look a certain way. That's perfection to that person. And so when you're in the gym trying to emulate and imitate in some ways and get to the point to where you look like that statue, if they're looking at a statue that way and they have somebody that looks similar in real life, it's actual person, what do you think that they're going to do? It doesn't make a lot of sense to think that people are going to be like, oh, well, I never even noticed that. That didn't even cross my mind. And then you put on clothes. It'd be one thing, you're looking like that, but then you put on clothes to accentuate and display exactly what you have, what you worked for. That's going to draw even more attention. It's not rocket science.